No. I think it's going to be day to day. So he took an elbow in the hip.
Are you planning in your own mind to not have him tomorrow in the second preseason game?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think of the way that Dean played at the 3 spot, and did it start to make you think like, hey, that might be a look that we can go with 3 bigs?
Yes. It was fine. Like I said, the only problem is we hadn't practiced that, right? And that was kind of off the cuff. Max goes out, do we put in Sam? Or, Sam would have been the more logical, maybe, probably. But then we said, hey, that's part of the experimenting part. Let's go with Dean. It looked good. It's just something we got to work on a little more. And I think you noticed we played him at the 5 too, right? So just trying some things out. To be ready for the regular season. We want a adaptable, flexible roster. Luckily, we have players that fit that bill.
I know you're big into stats and stuff like that, but when it comes to pace specifically, do you use that term that all the NBA stat guys use, pace factor, or are there other things that you're measuring?
Yeah, we have our own metrics for what that looks like. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I will say it was extremely high last night in the first half. So, and I know the pace numbers were.
It was number 1 in the NBA.
Yeah. So
of all preseason.
Yeah. So. We have to find, what is that like? Again, this is where I'm learning this team. Mm-hmm. What does that look like? What is that where we can, obviously we want to create early transition opportunities, but again, we also don't want to be out of control and where we're turning the ball over at a high rate and all that. So we're just going to have to find that. But I was happy with the big lineup, right? Like 2 bigs. I think offensive rating with the 2 bigs on the floor, 128 or something. So that was intentional, right? That's what we're working on in preseason. How do we get that unit to be more efficient offensively. So I thought that was a good start.
But you're not measuring whether you're playing at the pace that you want based on that particular number that's used by the NBA pace factor?
It's one of the numbers we look at.
It's one of them?
One of
Okay.
them, yeah.
Did it ever feel like you guys were playing too fast at points last night?
Yeah, oh yeah, but it's exhibition season. I think there were a few hurried shots, few hurried passes. So like I said, we're gonna just have to find that what fits this team, what the best pace is for that team. I always say, like, to me the hardest thing to stop is teams that can play at 3 speeds. They can play fast, they can play kind of medium, and then they can also slow it down in the game and execute. So it's almost like you got to have 3 gears, you know? Boom, Autobahn. Yeah, I say Autobahn. Then you're in the neighborhood, you got to kind of, drive slower. And then you get in the city, you better execute. You better be able to, like, parallel park and, not bumping the guy next to you. Yeah.
Which of those 3 speeds is the most difficult to figure out?
I think it's a combination of 3. When to be Autobahn, when to be in the neighborhood, when city, and execute. It really depends. A lot depends on time and score, right? Situation. Chris Paul always said, look at that clock. Clock tells you a lot. How we're playing. Is it 2 for 1? 36 seconds. That thing better get up there and get up before 30, right? Are you up 6 with 2 minutes left to go? Then you're probably in half-court execution mode. Is that? And then it's lineup based too, right? Like, and that's the thing with that big lineup. What does that pace look like for them? And then what does it look like for the spread lineup? Oh man, 7 rebounds. So nose for the ball. You don't teach that. I think he's got a nose for the ball off the boards, and then he's got a nose for cutting, which I don't know if you guys noticed last night. There was, we want to be a good cutting team. We want to be a good offensive rebounding team. So he fits those 2 things. And I keep saying he's that guy you put in that. He's going to find a way. I'm not sure exactly what that looks like, but he's going to find a way. So we're really high on him.
You talked about the relationships and how important it is for you to have the touch points with all of the guys, including who's
Yeah.
Who's that player? What have you been doing in terms of that relationship building with him? What have you learned, about him? I'm imagining as a coach, you try to learn about him.
It's so easy with him because he's the first in the facility. So I often see him in the breakfast room. We have our little, touch point, and he's one of those guys, right? There's guys that say they want to be great and all that. He's one of those guys who's like desperate to be great. Like there's like a desperation, and I think with him, it's probably going to be like, hey man, you got to pull back a little. You're almost overworking. So we're trying to find.
In terms of the big lineup,
Yeah.
you talked so much about offense, but on the defensive end, in the first half, it's the first time you've really gotten to coach Jarrett and Evan playing together on that end. Just what was that like to see, and is it what you expected?
Really fun. Yeah, I'm enjoying that, right? And that's me sitting back in my seat, just observing it right now. And like I said, really, listen, they have a. I don't think you're going to see a ton of change there. Like, it's not, why change what's working? So I think we're adding a little nuance, maybe 1 or 2 coverage tweaks that I think could help. But for the most part, just really impressed. And it's not everyone talks rim protection. It's more that it's IQ, it's rotations. They were really good last night.
You mentioned the spread lineup. Who do you plan to use with that?
Well, so that's one big with 4 perimeter players. So that could be anybody. That could be any combination. Doesn't matter.
Do you feel like it's more spread potentially with Evan as opposed to JA?
No, both.
No, really.
And I think that 19-1 stretch, that was JA with 4 perimeters, right? But you can do this. Why can't you do the same thing with Evan? Now Evan, do you surround him with a little more rebounding? That's that could be the. That's kind of how I think. What'll complement his complement would be different than JA's complement. But we have so many good perimeter players, and so good, good depth.
How different does Evan's role look in those spread lineups compared to what he did last night, where he only played alongside Jared?
Yeah, you're gonna see. Quite honestly, we haven't really gotten to that. We're intentional with our focus on getting. Because listen, I want to be able to play those two at the end of games. I think they're part of our 5 best players. We want that defensive strength, and so continue to work on that. But yeah, we're going to get to Evan at the 5. We'll definitely get to that.
You emphasize movement off the ball. How do you think you guys did overall without the ball in their hands?
I give us a B+. Really good. Really good. We have cutting principles. We have movement principles. I don't know how it looked different from last year or felt different, but I was a little worried going in. Man, we haven't worked on it enough, but really, really good. All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, right.
Stick.
We are now up to questions.
Jared, I know it was only one preseason game, but what
Right.
did you like most about the way that you guys functioned last night?
I liked our pace for sure. I liked how, even though things weren't going as planned, we still found a way to still make something work that's within our offense.
In what way do you feel like this group of players benefits from an increased tempo?
I feel like increased tempo has more shots going up, and we have a great group of guys that are able to make a shot out of anything. I mean, if you look at Evan last night, yeah, he was excellent. You know, I think he really benefited off of that.
Is that basically what you've been seeing, whether it was off-season workouts, training camp, leading up to preseason? Is that basically what you've been seeing from Evan?
Absolutely. I mean, I was still only in 18 minutes, so it's still a lot more for him to show.
How sustainable is the pace that you guys played at last night, particularly in the first half for this group?
That's to be seen. You know, it still is a high pace, and I don't think we've ever been close to that pace that we were at in the first half. Do I think we're capable of it? Absolutely. Do I question how long we can sustain it? A little bit, but I think we can do it.
And you played all of your minutes with Evan last night. There are going to be points where you guys are not on the floor together. Do you
Right.
anticipate playing faster, slower, when you're the only big out there, when he's the only big out there?
Right.
What do you think changes?
I don't think it'll change that much. We have this set offense that we run. You know, it is structured different with Evan and I off the court or on the court together, but the mindset's still the same: to play fast, share the ball, and kick it ahead.
When Evan plays as aggressively and with the sense of urgency he had last night,
Right.
how does that help out you on offense?
Everybody's looking at him. You know, even I'm looking at him. So everybody's trying to make sure they're able to stop him, keep him off the boards, keep him from driving to the basket. So, I mean, if they have to space out on him, I'm still opening the dunker.
What do you expect from Evan Mobley in year 4?
Same thing that's been happening every year. I feel like every year he's climbed consistently. Every single year he's gotten better in every single category statistically. So this year, I'm going to say, take out the category statistically, he's just going to be more assertive.
You guys ran a couple sets with you having the ball at the top of the key and starting offense that way. How
Right.
comfortable are you with the ball in your hands as creating offense as well?
All right, I'm a little bit comfortable. I'm not going to be going between my legs and stuff like that, but a good handoff here and there, you know, to initiate the offense, I think I can do that.
How do you think the driving kick went? The driving kick over to Evan in the corner.
It went excellent. Yeah, I didn't cross over or anything. I took one dribble, kicked it to the corner, but that's what the basis of the offense is, and I did my job right there.
Having played a certain way the last 3-4 years with Evan, seeing each other in different spots, is that at all something that's going to take getting used to in your eyes?
Absolutely. I mean, we're changing up a lot of our offense. Evan and I are definitely in different spots than we were last year. But I think so far, I mean, as we saw, we're able to adapt to it. We're able to still make the best that we can from it.
Did you read any good books this summer?
What did I read? I'm on the last part of Lord of the Rings.
Slow burn for you.
I know, a very slow burn. Sam just found Frodo, so, you know, so it's been good though. It's been good. We made it to Mordor finally.
And last night, which you're not going to between the legs, but I did notice there is a flow to the offense. You notice it's a little bit different, just like little small wrinkles that Kenny noticed. Little by little, just kind of making it a little bit more dynamic for you guys.
Absolutely. And the thing I like about it, it's not changing overnight. He knows that it's tough to come in and change the offense overnight. He's putting pieces here and there that he thinks that we can really excel in. And so far, I think it's going well.
What have your impressions been of Ty Jerome?
It's good to finally see him out there. You know, it's been, almost a full year now. In training camp, he was killing it, and he's definitely bringing that to the season so far.
How did you feel playing next to Dean Wade as a small forward?
As you guys know, I love playing with Dean. You know, his shot wasn't falling all night, but he still found ways to impact the game, whether it was attacking the offensive glass, setting screens, wide screens for anybody. I like playing with him personally.
In that big lineup with you, Evan, and Dean, how difficult is that for opposing offenses when you have all be able to switch 3 through 5?
Right. It's definitely tough. You know, you have me and Evan protecting the rim and still being able to guard 1 through 5, and then you have a guy like Dean who's, I believe, top 5 in isolation defense, you know, and that just adds a whole nother level to the defensive structure. right.
Thank you, Jared.
No problem.
Enjoy your lunch.
Appreciate it. See you.
He gets one of the Steelers to say.
He's a rook though, so you could get him.
Alright, we're now open for questions.
Ty, for you personally, given all the time that you missed last year, how did it feel to be back out there yesterday?
Unbelievable. It felt great. I think as a team we didn't shoot well. Obviously didn't shoot well, but that's like the least of my worries with this group and myself. Like shots are gonna fall. We can all shoot. We can all play. But it just felt great. Get my legs back under me. Get some live action. Put that jersey on again. It was great.
In the past, you've played on fast-paced teams, especially in Golden State. How sustainable do you feel like the way that you guys played last night is?
I think it's super sustainable. Obviously, we're going to clean some things up. I mean, I think I looked up at half, and I think what we have at half, I forget the exact numbers, but I think we put like 60-something on the board.
67.
And we shot like 20-something% from three. So, like, on average, we'll probably shoot, 35, 36, whatever, and you can imagine how many we can put up, you know what I mean? So I think that's sustainable. I think they also did a good job of running back at us. A lot of teams aren't going to do that. I mean, obviously Indiana will. Like, I don't think Philly plays as fast. I don't think, a lot of teams don't play that fast. So it's definitely sustainable. I think we got to tighten some things up, obviously, and we'll get used to it. But that's part of the preseason and training camp. And we're going to lean into it, I think, this year and not kind of, we see a few mistakes and go back to the old ways. I think we'll lean into it. And obviously we'll make some tweaks along the way. But I think it's definitely sustainable.
Kenny spoke about needing to be able to play at 3 different paces, like super fast, kind of somewhere in the middle, and slowing things down. In your experience, which of those 3 is the most difficult to master as a team?
The most difficult to master is knowing when to do what. I think the game tells you that. Like I think we came out in the third quarter and we got super slow and stagnant, and they made a run. And I don't think that was a coincidence. Obviously they made and we missed. Like that's some of basketball. But I don't think that's a coincidence. Like throughout the course of the game, I don't think you never want to get that slow. I think it's a time and a place in the fourth, maybe. Obviously the playoffs are different, but over 82, I think you want to kind of stay in that middle to fast pace. It just, even if you're not shooting right away, it still just helps the defense get on their heels a second. Now swing passes are easier, and you got guys like Donovan attacking the paint with space and pace, and it's a different level than when he walks it up and they're going to load up on it. So it's a different level, a different way to play basketball.
How does what we saw from Evan last night compare to what you guys have seen from him for the past month or so behind closed doors?
Yeah, he's been doing that. Some of his, he made some tough turnaround fades in the paint. He ran the floor great last night. He missed the corner 3 that he's been making all camp. So he's been playing really well, and we don't really expect anything less from him.
So, Ty, when it comes to the pace thing, because that's been a big buzzword for you guys, and that's a point of emphasis clearly for you guys, when it comes to making sure that you play with that level of pace, how much of that is the responsibility of you guards, like you, Darius, Donovan, Karras, and how much of it is like a democratic approach to make sure that it happens?
It's both, because we can talk and run and push the ball all we want. Everyone has to run to their spots to make it work. Otherwise, you'll get jammed up. So we had some, even off of makes yesterday, I remember a possession where, they make a layup, guy falls down, we outlet the ball fast, I push it, and George gets a wide open corner 3 that he's going to make more than he's going to miss. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's part of running where, like, knowing, God, they score, but a guy's down. Like, you got to go and get a good shot as fast as possible. That's an example of everybody doing it. You know what I mean? Like, the Dean took it out fast. I got the outlet fast. George ran to the corner fast. Whoever the big was ran to the paint fast to open up George's corner 3. So everyone has to do it.
When you play as up-tempo as that, is it harder to stay organized?
Has to do it because there's still spots we're running to. We're not just, both, and we get that with probably like the pace of the game and all those things.
For you personally, what's most important in preseason?
getting in great game shape. You know what I mean? I think you saw that. I think we were all gassed after that first 3-minute run. I think just getting in great shape. Indiana will challenge us tomorrow to do that too. They'll run back at us, and it'll be fun. And we're having a good time. We're gonna play with each other again. And it's just a great time. Thank you. Thanks, Tyler. Appreciate it. Yeah. That was the.
Everybody, you know what I'm gonna say. You don't gotta go home. You gotta get up out of here. See you guys tomorrow.
Beautifully, man. Yeah. Got all